This is a giant 3D printed Lego-like flower, and this is the story of how discovering people make these resulted in hours and hours of 3D printing, and me being in the middle of a canal in the middle of the night. So it all started one evening in January, while I'm watching one of my favourite Lego YouTubers, Minifig, link to his channel in the description. He'd just bought 4 giant flowers, and as soon as I saw them, I knew I needed to make a whole garden. First step was finding and printing the flower model, which I found on my mini factory. With one flower printed, I decided I was going to need a variety of plants. So first I printed the flower bigger, then inspired by Lego plants I modelled and printed a bamboo style plant that could be stacked, and this one with 3 big leaves. Now I had my plant varieties, but needed a whole lot more of each. Over the next few months, anytime I wasn't using my printers, I just printed out more, until I finally had all that I needed. With the plants completed, I wanted to add a gardener. I scaled up Michael Curry's minifigure model that I also found on my mini factory and put it together. Added some graphics with water slide deco paper, but that didn't work, so I went back and 3D printed the graphics and glued them on. Gave him a hose, and finally the 3D printing for this project was complete. If you're thinking that must have used a lot of filament, you're not wrong. Next to do was to add a base that all the plants could be fixed to. This consisted of 4 sheets of 4ft by 4ft plywood cut to size. These were then stained, and then I cut some dowel to length and screwed it to the boards. And now the plants could simply be dropped onto the dowels. So we finally get to what turned out to be the most complex part of this project, putting it somewhere. I had 2 requirements. First, it had to be easy to see, and secondly, it had to be hard to get to. Why hard to get to? Well, some of my previous miniature scenes have been intentionally broken or disappeared pretty fast. And that is how I settled on this little island in a canal. Getting the garden set up on the island turned out to be a little tricky. Stage 1 involved lowering everything down from above on ropes. Stage 2, I had to get out to the island myself, and this is how you find me in the middle of a canal in the middle of the night. And stage 3, get it all set up as quickly as possible. If you're enjoying the video, please do leave a like, it would really help me out. So here it is, a giant size 3D printed Lego inspired garden, made up of a total of 152 printed parts. I think I made a bit of a mistake in using some very cheap PLA. It's getting very hot here now, so it'll be interesting to see how it survives. The current plan is to leave it out for a few weeks and then I'll go and collect it. And that's the story.